Ever wonder what was happening exactly 200 years ago today? Let's travel back in time to December 31st, 1825. What was making headlines? What were people talking about as they prepared to ring in the new year? You might be surprised by what we find, or what we don't. So, what was the biggest news story on December 31st, 1825? Well, here's the interesting part. In the major historical records we have, there isn't one single world-shaking event that happened on that exact day. It's a bit of a historical blank spot. Now, that doesn't mean nothing happened. It just shows that back in the early 19th century, unless it was a massive battle or a royal decree, not every single day was documented in the way we track news today. But the final days of 1825 were anything but quiet. The biggest story of the month had just exploded in Russia. Just 5 days earlier, on December 26th, a group of military officers led an uprising in St. Petersburg, known as the Decembrist Revolt. They were trying to prevent the conservative Tsar Nicholas I from taking the throne, hoping for a more constitutional government. The revolt was quickly and brutally crushed. So, by the time December 31st rolled around, the immediate chaos in Russia was over, but the atmosphere was incredibly tense. The new Tsar was consolidating his power, and the crackdown had begun. Participants were being rounded up, and a long, harsh winter of political repression was setting in. So, while there were no new battles on the 31st, the aftershocks of the revolt were definitely the talk of Europe. While the world wasn't witnessing a major event on that specific day, it was welcoming new lives. Two notable people were born on December 31st, 1825. In America, a baby named Francis T. Sherman was born. He would grow up to become a brigadier general for the Union Army during the U.S. Civil War. Also on this day, Elizabeth Martha Olmsted was born, who would later become a recognized American poet. It's a great reminder that while history often focuses on big events, it's also constantly being shaped by the people born into it. And of course, just like today, December 31st was New Year's Eve. Across much of the world, people were celebrating, reflecting on the year gone by, and looking forward to 1826. They would have been gathering with family and friends, maybe raising a glass to the future. Even without a major headline, the human traditions of hope and celebration carried on. So, there you have it. December 31st, 1825 wasn't a day of grand battles or political treaties. Instead, it was a day living in the shadow of a major recent event, a day of quiet births that would lead to significant lives, and a day of universal celebration for the new year to come. Sometimes the most interesting parts of history aren't in the headlines, but in the quiet moments in between. Thanks for joining me on this trip back in time. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more historical deep dives. See you next time.